During times of both engagement and distance, adoptive parents can continue to engage by acknowledging birth moms with small gifts on important holidays or days of significance in either her life or the child's life. Gifting is a way that we acknowledge and honor our loved ones during special moments in our lives together. However, in adoption, there's often hesitation in gifting. It seems the hesitance is cultivated early on in the adoption process because of the concern around laws governing adoption expenses. Each state has their own laws regarding birth parent expenses, or what specifically can be paid for by an adopting parent, what the cap is on those expenses, as well as how those funds must be distributed. There can be legal restrictions in the adoption process with regards to birth parent expenses. These expenses are categorized as things like medical, housing, transportation, and other. The disregard for the regulations on expenses can put the adoption in jeopardy, and so adoption professionals working with you will be extremely mindful of the laws governing your specific adoption, which will depend on the states involved in the placement. For example, in Florida, an adopting parent can pay reasonable expenses for up to 6 weeks after placement. In Pennsylvania, an adopting parent can pay medical or legal expenses, and there is no cap. All expenses must go through an intermediary. The variation in laws and the steep consequences for not following the laws can certainly cause uneasiness around making ethical choices regarding gifting. In most cases, people err on the side of caution and avoid any exchange that could be interpreted negatively. This fear of legal ramification, paired with the social belief that birth parents simply move on after adoption, doesn't exactly nurture an environment in which normal social rules feel applicable. Gifting is normal in human relationships. In fact, gifting is a love language, and it allows people to both express love and care and feel loved and cared for. Gifting is important in the relationship between birth and adoptive parents, so let's discuss how to do it, both pre-placement, without damaging the integrity of the process, as well as after placement and indefinitely. Healthy advice for gifting pre-placement is to do it, but to make it intentional and limited. Consult with your attorney to ensure the specific guidelines of your state, if there are any. You can and should give small gifts of sentiment when you meet her or when you take placement. Never gift a gift card or money, even in small denominations, and never gift something excessive in value. One of the best gift exchanges I ever witnessed was when an adopting family chose 3 gifts to give an expectant mom when they met her for the first time. Each parent chose something they loved and gifted it to her, and then they gave her something they knew she would love. The father was an avid reader, as was birth mom, so he gifted her his favorite book. The mother had an affinity for cozy fabrics, and so she gifted expectant mom a beautiful, soft robe. Together, they bought a beautiful leather-bound journal, as the expectant mom loved to write poetry. She spoke about those gifts for months afterwards. While we encourage you to be tempered in your gifting pre-adoption, after finalization, you are free to do whatever you want with gifting, and we encourage you to do so. Look for gifts that mean something to her, that are relevant to the things she likes, and don't necessarily look for a gift that screams, "Yay, adoption!" Our favorite gift is a curated care package specific for birth moms. Some other ideas are a family portrait with the birth parent included, something with the baby's name on it, especially if it's the name that she gave him at birth, a handmade craft from the child, especially one with their handprint or handwriting, a gift that includes her child's birthstone, a themed gift. Every year, you pick out a different type of item in the same category. For example, every year, give a ladybug-themed item for Mother's Day. Maybe a ladybug keychain, a stuffed animal, a bracelet, and so on. This idea creates a symbol that will always make you and the child think of their birth parent. a postcard from somewhere you have visited with your child, a gift that is shared in duplicate with the child, along with a photo of the child wearing that item. For example, matching hats. You can even ask mom to send a photo of herself wearing that very same hat to share with her child. A framed photo the child drew of the family or of her. Framed photos of the child, perhaps even from the last visit together. Make cookies with the child and send them to her with the recipe so that she can make them too. A simple handwritten card letting her know you're thinking of her. These are just some of the thoughtful ideas that are sure to have a big impact on the recipient. Adoptive families sometimes cite barriers to gifting, and these do happen. Some of them might be, you don't have their address. Ask them for it or for somewhere you can send a package for them. There are options for pickup locations through most shipping services. You can also have the gift sent through the agency supporting your placement, or ask the agency to let mom know you'd like to send something, and they can support you in finding her shipping address. They're not healthy right now. If your child's birth parent is living a high-risk lifestyle or is even incarcerated, she might benefit more from your gift right now than any other time in her life. You don't want to divulge your address or last name. You can send a package with an alternate return address, such as the agency that you used, or simply omit your return address entirely. You don't know them well. Any gift that comes from the heart will be well received. You can also use this opportunity to explore getting to know her better, to find out what she likes or doesn't like. Won't it remind them of the grief, you wonder? Well, many birth mothers feel that their children are part of their daily existence, so a gift is not going to trigger a sadness that isn't already there. However, if your child's birth mom has expressed that she's not open to gifts, absolutely respect that. But do check in with her from time to get a pulse on how her feelings might have evolved over time. Know that the time you spend considering your child's birth parent and selecting a thoughtful gift, it communicates to your child that their birth origins and biology are important to you, and that you're creating a space for them to explore their story and their identity. Hopefully, your child sees the opportunity as well, and creating a special experience with them around selecting or creating gifts for their birth family serves as an opportunity for you to grow closer to your child. Gifts tell birth parents that they are important to you and that they matter in your family's life. Visit our website, www.absoluteloveadoptions.com, and find our blog where you can find these gift ideas, where you can purchase them, and more.